We are back. Johnny live. How's everybody doing? Uh we have a video that I want to show everybody. It talks about a strong black woman. As I said before, I've always thought that a black woman would want to be referred to as a strong black woman. That's just what you would think. However, over the years, I'm finding out more and more that's not always true. That they, not really wanting to be considered as a strong black woman and somebody definitely who's going to save the world, especially after everything that happened. Like black women don't want to feel like be put in that position again. And it's like, okay, say like if you hurt your girlfriend or something like that, she ain't gonna want to do that same thing again. Like I think like black women in general, like, nah, we ain't, that ain't for us to, it's not for us to do. It's kind of and almost kind of back. That's kind of what I'm hearing, like in a group. I mean, in a like a more one say, like we ain't on that, like we ain't not trying to, save nobody no more. Like that's not, so. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because we need our women, to make sure shit is right. I had a female who it don't matter. No, well, I was married, and like one thing about that I realized about like my wife and things like that, like right away, is like she would take, I swear to God, like even though we didn't have a whole lot of money and we would be what you would maybe consider poor, like she would come in and clean up our house and have our house tidy, so tidy that it didn't even matter that it wasn't shit there. Like it'd be, or the shit wasn't expensive. Like that's like a strong black woman like would come in and do shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Like you could be in a projects, broke, no money, and she gonna be like, make you feel like you good. You feel what I'm saying? Or take the little bit of food y'all got and hook up a meal, and you be eating that meal, and that meal be so good, you be like, damn, like shit is gonna be all right. Like they have the ability to touch your soul through food. You feel what I'm saying? That's the strength of a black woman. Like that's crazy. I mean, they losing that more and more, but they can still do that. Like you see, like with who was that? Kicking with Kaya. She young as fuck. They just got to be taught how to cook if they want to cook. That's what I'm saying. Like nowadays, we so quick. Boom, boom. This shit got to be done. We so quick. We don't have time to cook. But shoot, if her mama could cook and her grandma, somebody down the road was able to cook and it passed them down to her, she just ain't got in the kitchen and twerk. You got to put some twerking music in the kitchen, and then she get in there and cook some food while she twerking. So something like that. But for real, y'all, like it's nothing that you can't hold a candle to a strong black woman. But here's the thing, though. I don't know if they even like, because over the years, some have told me in reading podcasts that they don't want to be considered as a strong black woman anymore. They don't want that put on them, that pressure put on them like that anymore. So that's what this video talks about. And I want y'all to take a look and watch it with me. And we're just going to talk about it after we get back. And y'all tell me what y'all think, okay? So I'm trying to get things here a little bit more organized, and I think I'm reaching that point now. So I definitely appreciate
Since the late 20th century, the image of black women as unbreakable and almost superhuman has dominated TV and film.
I've been only human my whole life. I want to be something else now. I want to be a warrior.
The strong black woman character type on screen can be identified by some key features. She does not tolerate BS.
So when in doubt, shut your mouth.
She has a strong moral compass and holds others accountable.
Listen up, Andrews. You are in free fall and I am not having it.
She's a natural nurturer.
And stop putting your head down in my house. You know my rule. It's all love and all pride in this house.
Channeling her strength into helping others, sometimes even to the point that she disregards her own needs. She's a high performer.
I analyze the manometer levels for air displacement, friction, and velocity by hand.
The strong black woman has likely had to outperform her mostly white and or male peers in order to get where she is.
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half of what they have.
Perhaps most centrally, this character has endured extreme hardships in her life and overcome them.
I had to fight my daddy, I had to fight my uncles, I had to fight my brothers. Girl, child ain't safe in the family names.
The adverse.
That's strength, y'all. Like, you know, we gotta, and we seen that like all the time we was growing up, like, and they've been showing it on like movies and stuff like that. Like, these black women have really helped us throughout generations with their strength and stuff like that. But one of the things, like I said, that I was noticing is like a lot of black females feel like they are not protected by us. And so then they feel like, okay, so now that we're not protected by y'all, we got to be the man, so to speak, in a relationship. We don't need no man. Now that we the man and the woman, we don't need no man. So we just got to change the way that we approach this thing. And maybe we got to try to, you know, protect them more so they feel like they are protected. I don't know. That's the question, but let's take a look.
The adversity she's lived through has become a source of her inner power and helped define her code of personal ethics. The strong black woman can be seen as selfless strength personified, the human embodiment of the maxim that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Although black women of immeasurable strength do exist in real life, in recent years, popular culture has begun to recognize the toll that having to manifest this superhuman strength takes on black women, both on screen and off.
Black women out here trying to save everybody, and what do we get?
Here's our take on the strong black woman on screen, how she's evolved, and why she deserves a world that doesn't require her to be so strong all the time.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman.
You're watching The Take. Thanks for watching, and be sure to share and subscribe.
While black characters have had a place in American film since its invention, African-American writers, directors, and even actors were largely absent from mainstream early filmmaking.
Do you know why we're called the Pussycats? Because we have to claw our way into the same rooms that you can just waltz into.
As a result, black characters generally were reduced to stereotypes. During the early rise of film, the predominant characterization of black womanhood was the mammy.
Oh, now, Miss Scarlett, you come on and be good and eat just a little, honey.
A trope most famously personified by Hattie McDaniel's character in the Civil War and Reconstruction era set film Gone with the Wind.
Just hold on and suck in.
The mammy was a nurturing, friendly, always smiling black woman, generally a slave or servant, who functioned to justify the mistreatment and subjugation of African Americans based on the false claim that they enjoyed serving white families.
My own house? You gonna send me away, Miss B? I can't live with you? Oh, honey child, please don't send me away.
Starting in the 1970s, blaxploitation movies ushered in the popularity of another equally harmful stereotype, the Jezebel trope.
Hold on. Before we go into this one, because this one even looks even worse. Almost this fucked up. Damn. This some fucked up shit right here, though. I don't know, dog. I can't take it. This is some fucked up shit right here. Do you see how they had her out here? And then, like, making her feel like, Like I remember I used to watch Tom and Jerry, and that little black lady used to come in there all the time, and like she never said nothing, like, or if she would say something be funny or some shit like that. Like that was the black maid, the black slave, in Tom and Jerry, the cartoons we used to watch. This shit is fucked up, man. I swear. I'm laughing so I don't cry. That shit crazy.
African Americans, based on the false claim that they enjoyed serving white families.
Look, they were their family. You can't even be with your kids.
You gonna send me away, Miss B? I can't live with you? Oh, honey child, please don't send me away.
Starting in the 1970s, blaxploitation movies ushered in the popularity of another equally harmful stereotype, the Jezebel trope.
You are going to turn down like this?
Which portrays black women as sexually insatiable and animalistic in their desires.
I'm told that you are a dangerous man, Arturo. I like that. It excites me.
The Jezebel actually existed long before the movies made it mainstream. This damaging myth was used to justify sexual abuse of black women during and after American slavery. The third prominent stereotype of black women is the sapphire, also known as the angry black woman.
Why are you always turning me into the angry black woman?
Because you are.
Are you kidding me? I'm the stereotype?
The sapphire imagines black women as irrational, quick-tempered, and often emasculating to their male partners.
What's with the stocking cap, bruh? Face it, the hair's gone down.
This trope reflects society's fear of anger in black women. And because those who speak out against discrimination or mistreatment are often dismissed as fitting this stereotype,
I would never make this about race.
Black women are trapped in an impossible situation where they must suppress their emotions, even in the face of unfairness. Throughout the history of film, all three of these stereotypes have functioned to paint black women as inferior and limit their upward mobility. Then enter the strong black woman.
What are you trying to do? Kill me? I damn well ought to, you rotten bastard.
Her modern image began to take shape in the 1950s and 60s during the Black Liberation Movement.
This right here is the next great battle.
Celebrated figures of that period like Rosa Parks and Coretta Scott King inspired many through being characterized in this way. While looking back, we can see that this portrait has deeper roots in their predecessors during the abolitionist movement.
And there's nothing more you can do.
Don't you tell me what I can't do.
In her 2011 book, Sister Citizen, sociologist Melissa Harris Perry writes that this trope was constructed by black women as a way to escape the pervasive negative stereotypes of the mammy, Jezebel, and sapphire. Seemingly the opposite of those harmful cliches, the strong black woman is a beacon of superiority. She's extraordinary, even immune to obstacles and pain.
I'm Harriet Tubman, leader of this group. We do what I say.
However, Harris Perry claims that this identity is possibly just as limiting as its historical antecedents, writing, "By adopting and reproducing the icon of the strong black woman, African American women help craft an expectation that they should be autonomously responsible and self-denying caregivers in their homes and communities." In The Color Purple, the 1985 film based on Alice Walker's novel of the same name, Whoopi Goldberg played Celie, a black woman who endures a life of assault at the hands of her father and husband before finally becoming self-sufficient.
I'm poor, black, I may even be ugly, but dear God, I'm here.
The women in The Color Purple are some of the earliest mainstream examples of the strong black woman trope in film.
Girl, you ought to bash Mr.'s head open and think about heaven later.
They are strong-willed, morally righteous, and nurturing, even though they have endured unimaginable hardship. Speaking of her character, Sophia, Oprah Winfrey said,
"She's a combination of all of the women and who I think make up such a strong legacy for black women."
In 2013's 12 Years a Slave, Lupita Nyong'o gave an Oscar-winning performance as Patsy, an enslaved woman on the plantation where the protagonist is wrongfully sold into slavery. Patsy's strength is demonstrated both physically, as she outperforms every other slave on the plantation,
500 pounds of cotton, day in, day out, more than any man here,
and emotionally, as she endures violence and sexual abuse.
Queen of the field she is.
The titular character in the 2009 film Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire, faces abuse from both of her parents before eventually finding out that she is HIV positive.
Beat me, rape me, make me feel worthless, make me sick.
Though only a teenager, Precious embodies the maturity of the strong Black woman through her unselfish pursuit of a better life for her children, even when she has very little hope for herself.
I just want to be a good mother.
Significantly, even though the idea of the strong Black woman was initially conceived of by Black women themselves, its popularity on TV and film was mostly influenced by white and/or male filmmakers. And while these famous films have been enjoyed by Black women and feature powerhouse performances by Black actresses,
I just believe that anything is possible. You know? Anything.
their success also shows how so-called mainstream audiences prefer to see Black women as supernaturally strong, inspirational characters who are able to endure extreme suffering.
They killed my son.
And still be okay.
My boy Trelaw always said we're gonna have a writer in the family one day. I guess it's gonna be me.
It's also notable that these are the performances that tend to be recognized by awards. Of the 12 Black women ever nominated for the Best Actress Academy Awards, at least 8 of them were for roles that could be characterized as strong Black women. And these accolades implicitly encourage movies to keep presenting this one type of narrative.
I'm gonna be free or die.
I am going to tell you about a treatment option for menopause and
like, man, like a lot of this stuff that I'm seeing, like, I don't know, like I'm speechless. Like, cause I never seen it or looked at it this way. I think I'm gonna stop it here for now. This is really powerful. We're gonna do more stuff like this in the future. So just make sure y'all tap in, make sure y'all supporting. This taught me so much, y'all. So much. So with that being said, I thank y'all for watching.